So good morning here from Skelwith Fold on what is Monday the 16th of November. A sad day here at Skelwith, to be honest. This is the start of the work that you may have heard and may have seen the signs around the park in order to prevent the spread of Ramorum disease in larch. The Ramorum is an algae-like pathogen which is spread in the rain and the wind, and its primary host is the larch tree. It then goes on to sweet chestnut, rhododendron and potentially beech and oak. And we've been notified by the Forestry Authority that we need to remove all the larch on the park, and that is somewhere in number of 150 to 200 of them. The larch are lovely trees. Because they're diseased, the timber's not worth an awful lot. So I'm here today talking to the foresters who are in to just have a look and see where we're going to go. So towards the end of the season you'll have seen these signs: tree felling, Ramorum disease on larch. It is contagious, but it's not contagious to animals or humans. But we now have to think very hard about washing our boots, shoes and bicycle wheels and what have you, and that's one of the reasons why the Forestry Authority and DEFRA have told us that we need to take these trees out, and that's because the spread of the pathogen on people and animals is possible. Ash dieback has also become a problem to us, which is another gooey type thing that goes up the stem of the ash tree and stops water going up to the top. And many of you will see that the tops of the trees have started to die. As I speak to you today, we've got Urbans, the timber merchants, coming in today to talk to us about what potentially we can do. But the answer, unfortunately, I'm afraid, is not really a lot. So I'm at an area now just down by the reed bed, and we can see this stand of larch here, where there's probably 50 trees in here, and just look at the height of these trees. So as we get quite close up to the trees, and you can see them, it's quite windy today, and you can see them moving around in the wind, and you can see the branches that are broken off them, which is also an indication that the tree is dying at the top and becoming brittle. But whilst I'm no tree expert, this is what we are looking at. This is the problem, and we'll find that in all the larch trees. When the Forestry Authority came to have a look, they brought a device that was not dissimilar to a pregnancy tester and cut a branch off and took out some of the sap, and that gave us an indication of where we had a problem. But as we move into the woodland, you can just see that even this area is just such a big area that's just full of these trees. So the challenge is going to be what we replant with. So in this area, this is fortunately the edge of the larch here, and then we go into the silver birch, and we're going down towards the tarn area. But as you can see, just over in the distance there, you can see the caravans, and you can just see how many trees there are and the size of the things. It is, I've got to say, a really sad day. And actually today's only made better by the fact that I've got Mischief with me. Mischief? Yep, she's walking around the woodland with me, having a look at what we need to do. But I've got to say, in the 25 years of having this place, even including the pandemic that we've had this year, this really just isn't nice. So I'm just at the edge of the woodland with Alex and Dave. professional foresters who are here looking at the larch, and this is obviously down the drive. So give us your opinion.
Things you to consider, and this is a very good example here. This tree has to go that way. Anything that's leaning that way, you just simply can't fell it the opposite way without a serious winch.
Well, I can just see the pound notes adding up, because
Yes.
if we fell onto this tarmac, those trees will damage this tarmac, and we'll end up resurfacing the whole of this drive. So it can be areas like this where we've got caravans where they're taking out the larch trees, which is that one in the background there, is going to become quite difficult. Also another larch in there, and then as we walk through and over to the other side, you can see just there in the background there's a tip of a larch tree there, just a bit behind that, and another one just there, sorry. Really difficult to contend with. So Dave just told me about some very interesting stuff on this larch tree.
You can see where it was, the woodland was thinned when it got to there, so that's why it was able to start growing so quickly again, because for that length of time it was, well, wasn't getting enough light.
And what's this here, Dave?
Well, we presume that's rabbit damage.
Rabbit damage.
Although actually, I suppose if it coincides with this thinning here, I suspect if someone rash with a tractor dragging a lump of timber past this stem and taking some bark off it, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
But there probably wouldn't be a tractor about when this was planted, would there?
No, don't know, you'd have to count back, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're looking very close to me.
They are, aren't they?
20, 30, 40.
Maybe a horse then. They would have more control over avoiding trees.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, one and Benny.
Yes.